Hey, everybody, welcome to Breakfast All Day. Matt, Christy, Alonso, we're all here to discuss Yes, God, Yes.
Yes. This is a really cute movie. This is the feature filmmaking debut of writer-director Karen Maine. And it's really charming and really true. I liked it very much. Natalia Dyer stars as a young woman named Alice who goes to this really strict Catholic school. And she has this really wholesome, very sheltered existence in small town Iowa. And the year is 2000, and there are still AOL chat rooms. And it's a simpler time with dial-up and in a mouse on an actual mouse pad. It's a different time. And so she's a sweet, good girl, but like a lot of 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, whatever, she's starting to ponder things involving her body. And everywhere she turns, she's being told that, what she's thinking about is going to send you straight to hell. The priest at the church and the school also teaches health ed, like co-ed, health ed. Everything about this is wrong. He's saying, that sex is just for marriage, and even then it's just for making babies, and like masturbation will send you to hell. And so she's terrified by these incredibly normal urges and instincts that she has, and that she has been exploring in these AOL chat rooms. The look of horror on her face, she's like twisted in like horror, but also kind of fascination at the chats and the photos that get sent to her. And what's interesting about this movie is that, who knows who it is actually sending this stuff to her? She's a teenage girl getting really graphic sexual imagery sent to her, but there's no judgment in that. It's like that's part of her journey of realizing, oh, this is interesting to me, which then manifests itself further when she goes on a retreat that's part of her school. Kids keep coming back from the retreat just with like these blissful looks on their faces, and it's very clicky, and they all have achieved some kind of enlightenment that she does not have, and she feels guilty about the things she's thinking about, so she goes on the retreat too to see if maybe she can cure herself or something, be the good girl once again she thought she was. And of course that makes it all even worse. It's really subtle but true about hypocrisy, about lies that you get told when you are young and impressionable, about adults with ulterior motives and telling you those lies, and then adults that also want to help you out and put you on the right path. So this was quite lovely. I smiled and laughed a lot.
One of the things that you're leaving out about this is the movie opens up with, we find out that she is the target of a vicious rumor that's going around.
Oh, right.
That she doesn't even know what it means
That part's
to
funny.
toss someone's salad.
It's a running
yeah,
bit.
I like this a lot. But go ahead, Alonso, because you did not.
I like the idea of this movie. Like, I endorse everything that it has to say. Like, as a lapsed Catholic myself, I found both the AOL and the Catholicism to be, very nostalgic. But like, I do not want to go back to either of those things. I think there's a notion of a movie here, and I think, I don't know if it's because the running time is fairly abbreviated. It's about, without credits, it's about 72 minutes. But it has that feel of a short film in terms of, usually with a short, you come in, you get your idea, and you go out. And you don't necessarily have a lot of time to build characterization or have a lot of plotting. You're just sort of trying to get this one idea across. And this, to me, feels like it's got these ideas that it's putting across that are sometimes funny and sometimes not particularly funny. But it doesn't feel, at the end of it, it didn't feel like I'd seen a movie. It just, it all feels kind of slight. And again, I totally endorse this. I hope that teenage girls who need to see it do see it and realize that they're being sold a bill of goods by people who are telling them to hate their own bodies and distrust their own urges and all that stuff. It's like with a political film, it can say all the things that I agree with and all the things I believe in and still not be a very good movie. I think this isn't much of a movie, unfortunately, even though I'm glad that it exists, question mark.
I wish it had been padded out a bit more. There's stuff involving her home life that it feels very rushed and truncated, and would have helped us understand her as a full character a little more.
I do want to call bullshit on one thing in this movie, though, which is there is a scene later where somebody is watching streaming pornography, which nobody had the Wi-Fi to do that yet. Nobody's internet was fast enough to watch video the way it's shown in this movie.
Right. Nobody had the bandwidth.
Yeah, you have
someone to then point out the detail.
Yeah, you would have to wait 45 minutes to get a box this big that would last about 3 minutes. So that's the
crackle of dial-up to get to that point.
Exactly. That's the one thing in this movie. I'm like, no, not on AOL. You don't.
But speaking of like girls who need to see it to feel, positive about what they're going through, this movie is rated R, and which is a bummer.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it shouldn't be. And it's R, I guess, because of that porn and because of some of the conversations that people have about some kind of graphic sexual stuff, the things you see in the pop-up windows and the chat rooms and all that.
Things are implied more than shown, though. You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a bummer, though, because it kind of like, wasn't 8th grade rated R also? I feel like we had this conversation about 8th grade as well.
Because they wanted to say fuck more than once, basically. And
so exactly the audience that needs to see it can't unless you've got like cool parents who are open-minded about that sort of content.
But I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because it's going to be, listen, if anything, now is the time to be able to watch this, right? Like, because yes, it's going to be in some of those, like starting today and over the weekend, it's going to be kind of those theater partnerships where you can buy it streaming and some of the money goes to your local theater. But then I think Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, it's going to be available on all, or a lot of the streaming platforms. So
Amazon, iTunes.
Christy,
young people can access things on the internet that they aren't necessarily
but R gives it like a stigma. Nick Lemire, you can't watch the Catholic masturbation movie.
Actually, I will say, honestly, Christy, I will say in this particular case, I actually think the R rating helps it because now you're going to see the kids that are curious, like,
this is the real deal.
Then I'm going to watch this. Right? If it was straight up PG, people are like, ugh, there's no way I'm watching this. It's going to be all preachy. It'll be like an after school special.
It's not. It's definitely not. Natalia Dyer is really cute. She was Nancy Wheeler on Stranger Things, and she's 25, but very easily plays 16.
Oh, wow, yeah.
She's got this like kind of sweet, innocent, wholesome elfishness about her.
She has an Emmy Rossum vibe about her.
Yeah, and her reactions always feel totally genuine. Like the way she reacts to not just the shocking nature of what she's seeing, but like the excitement of that. Like there's a directness and a purity, for lack of a better word, to the way that she navigates every situation, whether it's trying to be the good girl and all the Catholic stuff, or trying to suss out what tossing someone's salad is. Like she's just, there's an adorable kind of wholesomeness, but also an intelligence to her presence.
Instead of a magical Negro, this movie gives us a magical lesbian, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Do you buy that there would be a lesbian bar in the middle of rural Iowa? Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. I do like that. I do like that the bar owner's like, listen, I got to take you back. The last thing I need is those nuns coming around here again. No, one of the things I really like about Alice as a character in this movie is that although she is inexperienced and naive, she's not dumb, and she's not a goody two-shoes, right? Like, no. If she's interested in being the good girl, it's almost so that she's not getting hassled for the rumors that are being spread, right? But she is, like, when she gets her chance to assert herself, she absolutely does. And I really like that in that, I thought this movie was fairly honest about a 16-year-old trying to figure out who they are and, there's and experimenting and moving forward in life. I really like this movie.
They do give her a moment at the end that it kind of dovetails with what we've been talking about with Love, Victor, which is sort of like, I don't know that an actual 16-year-old girl in the throes of these things would suddenly like have all these sort of revelations and, what's the word I want here? Kind of epiphanies. Thank you. And then be able to like assert them to other people, sort of like, And again, I think in a movie that I was more on board with, I would have let that go. But given all the other issues I was having with it, that was just sort of another thing of like,
It's a little writerly. It is.
A little bit.
It is a little
but I
bit,
like
but
her
there's
so much that I wanted her to have that moment.
she sells it as well as anyone could have, no question.
I can't remember the actor's name, but the guy that's playing the really hunky dude,
Wolfgang Novogratz.
That
is
guy is
hunky dude
the
of the
football player.
moment.
Yeah.
and he is so funny in this. Like, I think he nails the like himbo that he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it.
He is
Yeah.
also he plays a similar kind of character in The Half of It, which we liked very much.
Yes,
And
yes.
Sierra Burgess is what is it? Sierra
A loser.
Burgess? Yes, that
And
too.
Assassination Nation too.
Yeah, he's really like traditionally handsome, and so he's
Yeah.
got that kind of
He's
high
having a moment.
school jock guy going. Anyway, I'm saying 7.4. I like this quite a bit.
I forgot what I said.
You said 6.
Yeah, I did, and I went into this. I love the subject matter. I was a big fan of Obvious Child. Y'all were very high on it, and I just don't think it ever quite got to the place it needed to go. In the parlance of the film, it edged, but it didn't get there. If you know what I mean.
This movie kept going places I didn't expect, and I laughed a lot, and I give it an 8.
Cool. 7.1 is our number.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at BeFastAllDay, and of course, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. The aforementioned Love Victor. We are wrapping up this week, and we'll have lots of fun, new exclusive stuff coming. So check it out, see what's going on. Thanks for spending another week with us. We hope you're all doing well. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.